My name is James Rafael and I'm a Warrior Addict brand warrior. And this is the first of the 3-part series for Christmas. This one's for Christmas Eve. It's a 15-minute flow all about restoring and nourishing the body after what's probably been a really full-on run-up to the holiday period. So, for this video, you're going to need a strap, or you could use a hand towel instead. And if you have a yoga brick, that would be great, but if you don't have one, don't worry. We're going to start lying down on the back. So make your way around and find a position where your knees are bent, so your lower back can release downwards. You could rest your hands by your sides or perhaps on your belly. And take a moment here to walk the feet out just a little way so you can feel the whole of both feet on the mat. If they're too far away, the toes might lift, and if they're too close, the heels might not come down so easy. So find somewhere where you feel both feet pretty flat. Turn your heels out a little bit here. It's going to help keep the legs up without too much effort. So starting with a little breathing in this position, sometimes called constructed rest. And you might now take one hand to the lower belly. Take a full breath in. And exhale through the mouth. And breathing into your belly now, where the hand is. And breathing out. Slowing the breath down, breathing in. Feel the belly, feel your hand rise. Take a little pause at the top. And then exhale slowly. Breathing in, belly expands. Keep breathing in, fill the chest all the way up. Take a little pause. And exhale. Just twice more. And again. And then let the breath be free once more. See if you might keep it a little slow, deep. This kind of breath into the lower abdomen, the belly, when it's really slow and soft, can be really calming for the nervous system, which could be what you need right now, perhaps. From here, really slowly, we're going to bring the knees into the chest. Hold the knees and take a little rock side to side. And then keeping the knees quite close, allow them to fall over to your left. So you're in a little twist. And then take your left arm out, maybe in a kind of cactus position. And then same with the right as you start to turn into the twist. Now here, if your shoulder's floating and your shoulder's quite tight, lift your knees a little bit and allow the shoulder to come down. So you want that right shoulder anchored. And then let the knees drop over again. If it feels like you've got to work hard here to hold them, you can now use your left arm as a little prop. You can hold the knee. I sometimes hook my thumb behind the knee with a little crutch here. Not here too long, just finding a gentle twist, right shoulder stays down. And then coming back to center. So from here, keep the knees in, and then crossing to the other side. Again, if your knees come down to the floor and your shoulder comes all the way down, that's great. Chances are your shoulder doesn't come all the way down. If that's the case, lift your knees, lower down, and use your right hand to support. I sometimes like to give the legs a little bit of movement if I'm doing that. Freeing up the lower back, the sacrum area. All the while, the breath is full and deep for this practice. And then from here, roll all the way over to your right side. Then very slowly bring yourself up to the hands and knees. And we're going to come around to sit for a moment. From here, cross the ankles or the shins. And if sitting like this is really uncomfortable and you feel your back is really rounded, you could pause the video, get a couple of cushions and prop yourself up so you're sitting a little higher. Also, you can sit on these, but they're kind of quite small to negotiate. Find a comfortable position, and now take your fingers to the sides. Lift the left arm up. And we're going to stretch out. You could walk that hand a little further away. I'm mirroring you here. And as your left hip drops down, your fingers are reaching away, and you get that long glide to the side of the body. You can feel really good at the end of the day. And now from here, take that top hand, and can you cross it towards the back of the neck, and eventually even towards the right shoulder. Take a moment as you breathe in, lift the elbow and feel the chest open as you look upwards. And keep this gentle, don't strain, don't force. Keeping the nervous system calm throughout this practice. Release your hand, and now bring it down to the opposite knee, so to your right knee. Come to sit tall, long spine, and then take a little twist. You might see my back hand here is rooting to the floor behind me to give me some support so I can sit nice and tall. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. I'm a really big fan of twists. I feel they really help to free up the neck and shoulders and spine. Also good for digestion. It feels good to move the vertebra of the spine this way. Slowly come back, second side. Right fingertips lift this time. Turn the palm up and arch over. You can keep your hand close, or maybe take it further away for more depth. Let the right hip drop. Calm, steady breath. From here, hand to the neck, or maybe the shoulder. And begin to lift the elbow up. Feel the chest open. Notice if the jaw has become tense again. It's really normal, but could you give it a little movement and see if you could release it? So much of our tension in the neck and shoulders can come from the jaw, kind of clenching, stress. Sometimes by releasing the jaw, it gives us a little bit more release down to the neck and the shoulders too. From here, slowly come out, and then hand to the opposite knee. Sit tall again. Take your hand back for a gentle twist. Relax the shoulders. And although I love dynamic yoga and stronger physical practices, there's something really helpful about also taking time out to take a practice like this, which is a little more gentle. It might give you time to think, time to let the mind settle, and to restore. Coming back to center. From here, we're going to come back to the hands and knees. So, on your hands and knees now, tuck the toes today. So we open the feet a little bit, because they've been tired from a lot of walking today. And then you might inhale, look forwards. And as you exhale, gently round the back, scooping in. breathing in. Feel the chest expand, collarbones wide. And as you breathe out, scooping and hollowing in. And just 2 more. And gently press the floor away to stretch the shoulders. Let the spine as you breathe in. Last breath out. From here, find centre. I'm going to walk the hands forwards, maybe even take the knees back a little bit, lowering down for a moment onto the torso. So from here, I'm going to take my hands by my shoulders for a low cobra. Legs are long. My pelvis is gently rooting down. My hands take some of the weight. From here, I'm going to lift my chest, long spine. Shoulders slide away from the ears. My elbows are gently drawing in. Keep the neck long, even as you lift the chest forwards and up. Another 3 breaths here. Think about your tailbone and your crown reaching away from each other. And then press down, going all the way back to the hands and knees. From here, untuck your toes. Take a moment in child's pose and sitting back. If your glutes don't touch your heels, don't worry. You could lower your elbows and rest the forehead onto the fists. This also works well. So you might be here or all the way back, forehead to the floor. With each breath, fill the back of the body with air, lungs expanding behind you. And then coming back. So I'm going to come to sit once again. You could be cross-legged or kneeling, whichever works for you. It's time to grab that strap or the towel. From here, take your strap or towel into the right hand and let it dangle behind your back. I'm going to turn around so you can see. From here, I'm going to take my hand towards the back of my neck, and then my other arm comes behind and catches. I'm going to walk my hands down, strap, you might be using the towel, until I feel a good amount of stretch to the shoulders. And then sitting tall. And keep the spine long here, so without the head crunching forwards. If that's happening, gently press the head back, feel the shoulder open. But also without the back arching. If that's happening, you might draw your ribs in. So find a long line to the back of the body. And then let's slowly release, and easy switch to the second side. Left hand holds. And strap coming under. Hands walk towards each other. I generally say not to go to 100% of your limit, like not forcing it. If you go to 100%, chances are other parts of your body are going to compensate, so that might mean you end up crunching forwards or arching the back a lot. So keep it at about 80% of your max range. Find that tall spine. And then maybe after a few breaths you have some more space, and then you might walk the hands a bit closer together. Just 2 more breaths like this. take that off to one side. We're going to lie down, and you might have a brick nearby if you're using one, if you have one. So just as we started, all the way down, knees bent. So if you don't have a brick, don't worry. You will be taking constructive rest as a restorative. You could even rest your knees together like cards, playing cards, if that feels good. If you do have a brick, you might take supported bridge here instead. So if you're taking supported bridge, you lift your hips into a bridge position and then take your block beneath your sacrum. So it's not on my tailbone, which feels rubbish. It's not in my lower back, which also makes my back arch and feels quite uncomfortable. It's at that bony plateau near the end of the spine, or just above the tailbone actually. And the pelvis can rest on the block. So whichever pose you're in, take a deep breath in and out. Letting the body release here for a good 10 or 20 breaths. So as you continue to rest and let the nervous system quiet, I'm going to thank you for joining today, taking a slow practice. I hope you find a sense of peace and a sense of calm with this practice, something to help kind of bring a little bit of the tension of the day out of the system and prepare you for a calmer evening. So I hope you enjoyed that and enjoy your rest.